I look super short compared to you. What up, guys? Your girl talking about it, Takina. I am Takina, and that is my lovely king, Mr. Iconic.
Double IKONIK. Double IKONIK. Double IKONIK.
I feel like laughing. I don't know why. I'm gonna
Go
lower.
ahead and laugh.
Well, I want to laugh because of this topic and how we just discovered we wasn't ready. I wasn't ready. I was ready. It was you. I was ready. I put in the work. I was ready.
You that way? Okay.
Don't lie, Craig. You ain't got a lie to kick it.
All right, well, tell them what the
Now,
topic is, baby. Baby kicks.
y'all can see the topic is the benefits and challenges of being in a polygamous relationship with my husband. We didn't even make it. We didn't even get there. We get there. So, if you guys have watched all of our videos, we've hinted and spoke on polygamy, um, but we've never officially like, let's do this. We decided to do it. I'm gonna take my glasses off because it's giving a glare. Um, we decided we was like, we ready. Let's go. Go get you a girlfriend, baby. I support you. We got into the Facebook groups and it was a whole nother world. It was a whole nother world. I was in probably 10 plus groups and there was so much information, so many terms. I really should have gotten all the terms together, but there's so many terms. I found out about unicorn and dragons, uh, hierarchy. Yeah, there was a lot. And I started sending it all to my husband, and it went downhill from there. So, baby, do you want to start out with your thoughts on polygamy? Why you are for polygamy relationships? How we decided to make the decision to get into the groups and where it went from there.
You gonna put all that on me? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, first of all, I see nothing wrong with polyamorous relationships, especially if they are for the good and it's on a understanding level. No, I'm over you type crap.
So let me interject. Explain what, when you say that, explain what your thoughts were and what you envisioned your poly relationship to be from what you literally just said. When you explain poly to me and what you wanted,
Okay, so what I wanted two women that loved me, supported me, valued me, and we could build together. We could build. Everybody have a business. Everybody get businesses. Eliminate lack of money, because if one person don't have it, the other person do, and when we all have it, then we all winning, and you know we spread out amongst our family, because they're gonna be like, how did y'all get this? How did y'all get that? Well, let us teach you. We did it this way because we got businesses and this and that and the other and whatnot. And at the end of the day, that was the driving force to eliminate as much lack in a monogamous relationship that monogamous people go through time and time again. Um like for me, I was hoping to find a female that was about business but more about home first, where I feel like my wife is more about business than home. So, try to get something to offset that or whatever. Um, didn't really know how many females in the, and we probably went the wrong way about it anyway, going to these Facebook groups, but a lot of the women that was in there were basically about, they want to be taken care of. They wanted to be in a couple to be taken care of and this and that, and it's like, yeah, no. Um
I
where I what
I was gonna say I need one of those things where I can put my hand up when I'm ready to talk.
uh, um I think at the time we went too quick, um trying to get in and find somebody or whatever. That I do believe we did do. Um and being go ahead.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to get in. I'm
Go ahead.
you.
Go ahead. I'm good.
So yes, we may have moved too quick because we definitely wasn't ready for that social media atmosphere. Um, I do genuinely think that it is possible the way that my husband saw it. I do think that. Um, but getting in there on top of like the expectations that these women were requesting, um, they there was just so much. Like my husband, before I even got in, my husband read me. Someone was reading this lady her rights because she felt like um if it's a married couple, that the husband should divorce the wife so that it's equal across the board. I saw a lot of that where people wanted the whole hierarchy. They didn't want that. They also, because we're in our 40s, they didn't want older couples because they didn't want to feel like they were being parented or talked down on or whatever the case may be. I went through post after post after post. And even to back up, my husband's been speaking about polygamy for, I'd say, over a year and a half, maybe a
Yeah.
year for sure. Well, about a year and a half. Um, he's spoken on it. This isn't anything brand new. Back in the day, we talked about a threesome. We didn't do that. We both got cold feet.
Because
So
we were still, with that, we were still dealing with knowing ourselves and our emotions, and we were still in the religious field, and it was a lot of, oh, you, if it was found out, sin and going to hell type stuff, and yeah.
we we weren't we weren't doing it for the right reasons. But it's that was like a good 10 plus years ago, easy, maybe 7, but whatever. Who's counting? Not us. So it was a long time ago. So it's nothing new for us to say let's venture to the left because everyone goes right thinking it's the right way to go. Um, so it's nothing new. But when we got into these groups, um, as I initially we talked about it, we felt comfortable enough. My husband was in probably 2 or 3 groups, maybe before I got into it, and it wasn't like he was in them very long. I'd say maybe 2 weeks before me that I know of.
Yeah.
Um, and so he asked them, and when I got in, again, I supported my husband. It was never something that I thought about doing for myself. It was never like I'm not bisexual, but I supported what my husband wanted. I understood what he was saying, and so I backed that up. Getting into these groups, I made posts in like 3 of them, I think. Um, the initial ones that I got in, I started getting in more and realizing this is a lot of information, and some of the groups had rules out of this world. Like they were strict. And I understand it. The people in there were trying to protect themselves from, those who didn't belong in there. So I get it. But I made posts. I made it very clear, like, look, I want to see my husband happy. Ladies, because one of the things that I read is that women felt like men got into these groups to lie, to cheat, to not be honest. And so I felt like if I put myself out there and say, look, I'm giving y'all the green light to go and do what you need to do, have at it. Um, Females still weren't fighting. It was like I felt like I was throwing the biggest bait out there. Like I'm going fishing, or I'm the fishing pole for my husband. I put the biggest bait on there, and no one's biting. And so I kind of got discouraged after a while because I'm like, he looked good. Like I put some good pictures out there of him, and ain't nobody biting. Like, what is the problem? I was so confused, and then I realized that there's all these stigmatisms of older couples, or men wanting a housemaid, or men wanting a sex slave, or just all these things. And so in it, at this point of us getting in it, my husband was he's kind of chill. I would tag him in the post like, ladies, here he is. Have at it. He's a good man. He got a good heart. I didn't put the male parts out there because maybe we could have got a few people biting. I didn't put all that out there.
Male parts,
Male parts,
like describing it.
no, it's good. Great. No complaints. Probably too
Oh,
big.
that type bragging
Yeah,
about little Wreck-It Ralph, huh?
yeah. Don't let's Can we not say Wreck It Ralph though? That just is the no. We're no. Anywho. Um
Train can't fit in the tunnel.
what do you mean it can't fit? It can't fit, okay? I'm telling you the truth. It can't fit. Um so I supported my husband. I got disappointed. I was getting mad. Like, what's going on? And then I started reading all these posts and telling my husband, and I think that's where it went south.
Yeah, because I got overwhelmed with all the information. I'm thinking to myself like a lot of it was like it's not that doggone serious, but I understand it's serious, but it's not that serious. Like so, yeah, I just yeah, I brought it up to her that I was frustrated and whatnot. Not at the fact of not finding, or it was a lot to me. It was a lot of potential, but
It
the
was.
thing the thing was they um well, I'll say this. I'll renege. There was a lot of potential, but they already had dudes and they was looking for their woman. And it's
I,
like, dang, if
I
you
had
was
at one point said, like, I even asked him because at some point we got into the point of what is it called? What was the term? There was a term. I don't want to say the environment. What was the term that they use for like
dynamic,
dynamic? Okay, so at one point we started talking about what the different dynamics would look for us. So for me to add a filler in, when I say I supported my husband wholeheartedly because if this is what he felt passionate about, then I was going to give him that because he supports me wholeheartedly. I wasn't doing it because he convinced me. I wasn't doing it because I didn't want to lose him. I wasn't doing it just because. I wholeheartedly wanted to see my husband happy. That has its own term that I can't remember what it's called. So many terms.
something like comparison, or price. I, I
Um,
I know it's a C name or whatever.
so I
And hold on, just for a disclaimer, is not to say that I'm not happy with my wife. I'm very happy with my wife.
facts. So I wholeheartedly supported everything from across the board. But it it was a lot. And I agree. So when we were looking at the different dynamics and what it looked like, initially I'm like, okay, I saw what he saw. Now there, even the woman that was like, oh, you got to divorce your wife to make it. Now, mind you, a lot of these women that had all these expectations were single and looking, but not willing to come off of their request. So they were, there's people that have been in the group since they started 3, 4 years ago, still single. So they are complaining about being single, but they weren't looking at the fact of all this scroll of requests that they were putting out there, that requests or demands. So the woman that wanted the man to divorce his wife to make it equal was very pretty. Like there was so,
She was banging. She was banging.
there was so many women that I even sent him. I was sending him women in his inbox. Look at her. Check her out. Check her out. Check her out. They their mindset was off. So then I'm like, well, we are a couple and there's other couples looking for exactly what we're looking for. So what about, are you interested in the dynamic of joining another couple? Because we're all looking for the same thing. We all want the same thing. And there's a bunch of couples in there that are single because these women have these expectations that are ridiculous.
And
So, huh?
a lot of them wanted, um first of all, they wanted uh a man that could take care of them. Now, mind you, whether or not I could take care of you is not the thing that I'm looking for. I want to know, are you willing to work with me? Are you willing to work with my wife to build something for us? Not you, for us. And if you got kids, are you willing to build something for your kids so that when you're gone, they can take it and push it to the next level? When I'm gone, when my wife gone, my family is, my our kids is taking it, taking the ball and running with it. Are you willing to do that? No, you're willing to, okay, you're good at housekeeping. Cool. You like that don't mean nothing. I can wash my own dishes. I have no problem with doing that. My wife will tell you, I have no problem with doing housework. I have no problem with it. I don't need you for something that I could do. I need you for something that we can do. And it was a lot of women that, what's the term that a lot of females hate? A lot of women was up in there. They're looking for the partnership or whatever, but they coming in with the city girl mentality. That's how. That's all.
Yeah. So it was, it legit got to be overwhelming. Like I start because I got in there to, number one, to support my husband, be like, look, this, I support him. I'm all for it. He's looking for a wife, or we're looking for a wife. When I didn't realize, even using that term, I was saying the wrong thing, because a lot of these women, another request that I saw that brought up again the dynamic, what our dynamics look for. And I think this also kind of hindered us moving forward, is these women were looking for someone that they can sleep with the husband and the wife. And I initially, I supported my husband. I was like, yeah, whatever happens happens. And then I'm like, I'm in my 40s. I've never wanted to sleep with a woman, be with a woman.
I
A,
have.
a woman has never turned me on. So I had to be honest with him and say, look, I support you, but I'm not engaging. Because, he had a vision of wanting to come home one day and his two wives on the couch going
Well,
at it.
hold on. I said that it would not surprise me if I did come home and saw y'all two going at it. Do y'all need to go at it? No, no. But what man wouldn't want to come in and see his wife or wives intertwine? Like, ooh, that's still a man thing to see or whatever. But is it? That's it's optional.
I
But you're not bi, so I'm not looking at that. Fine. Now, what I am looking at, come in and y'all doing whatever y'all doing, comfortable in y'all own skin, whether it's y'all both in topless and thongs, one in the kitchen, one in the living room. That's fine.
um that being said, I'm gonna show y'all one of the screenshots that I came across. This is the first one. This is the first one that I was like, what in the living hell is this? There's a whole diagram on polygamy.
Man, that looked like something out of a medical book.
For real, it really does. So I was just like, I started screenshotting, and I'm just like,
My thing is when I look at that, it's like, why? Because if you, let's say if y'all are a couple that's watching this right now, whether it's male, female, or male, female. What if your partner had a best friend and they was all and y'all always happen to be hanging out and y'all got along? That could easily be turned into a poly relationship. Now that I get, that's what the terminology. My outlook on it would be a closed V. A closed V. Baby, read off what a closed V would be.
a closed V?
Yeah, or
The,
just a V. Huh?
the triad?
Is it a triad? I think a triad is when the women are sleeping together.
Yeah, you said a closed V. That's a closed V.
Oh, okay. So just a V then. That's a triangle then. So just the V. How about the V?
So a V, it okay. We gonna talk about this one. So you can see. Ooh, hold on. I don't want y'all to see my other pictures now. So closed V right here. You see the colors.
Mm-hmm.
The green, probably can't see him. Green's here, red's here, blue's there.
Yep.
He see the green,
Mm-hmm.
and then the two women would be red and blue. So it says green is involved with both red and blue, but blue and red are not involved with each other. That is a V, not a closed V, because a closed
Gotcha.
is a triad.
Gotcha.
So say your piece on the V, and then I'll tell y'all where all of this went. Because this,
Go ahead. Go ahead and say, cause
okay. So when I came across this, and then there's another one. There's another one. So y'all showing y'all what I'm seeing from these groups, right? So it explains nesting partner. That was a new term that I didn't know nothing about. The triad or a throuple. There's the V. Then there's polyandrous, polygynous, compare, comparison. Um, I think I'm saying it wrong, but it's COMPER, comparison, SION, which is the feeling of joy at seeing another person excited experience joy. In polyamory, it's used as the opposite of jealousy. So legit, I got excited to see my husband pursue something with another woman, right? Genuine. Like, I had a female come at me, and I kind of felt offended because I'm a Taurus and she was a Taurus. I'm like, we supposed to be on the same team. Like we supposed to be understanding each other. But the one thing that I wasn't looking at is the fact that I came in as a straight woman that was not looking to partake in any, loosely not willing to partake in any poly activities, meaning I wasn't bi, so I wasn't going to sleep with another woman.
Sexual
She,
activities.
yeah, she was bi, so she had posted these stories of her and her husband bringing in this woman and dating this woman, courting this woman, sleeping with this woman.
I want to get back in the group just to learn
You
about that.
don't talk about that because we ain't in none of the groups, and I don't know if that was the right or wrong move, but we gonna get there. So I'm looking, and then there's fluid bonded. That's a whole nother term.
That sounds kind of
It is, but it's a thing, and people are okay with it. So I'm going through all of this. These are literally all the screenshots that I'm going through, and I sent my husband a couple of them, but these are all the screenshots that I'm like learning. I'm trying to learn and understand because this woman came at me and was like, "Well, y'all, how do you know you're not going to get jealous?" And I'm like, I legit want to see him happy. Like I'm the one in here making the post and saying, "Hey, have at it. Here he is. Jump in his inbox. Do what y'all got to do. Go on dates." It even got to the point where, because of what she said, I took into consideration what she said because she's like, how can you sit here and say that you're not going to be jealous if y'all never experienced it? And I'm like, in my mind and in my heart, I already know that I'm not going to be jealous because I'm good in my skin. I am healed. I'm good in my skin, so I'm not gonna be jealous because I know for me and my husband, the way that we say it is, this is my table that I'm bringing to my husband's table. We're not operating off of what table and what are you bringing to our table. We're operating in what are you bringing to my, like we're adding our tables together to make a bigger table, so someone else will be bringing another table. We're not asking you to add to our table because there's only so much room on here. So what table are you bringing to make it bigger?
it's kind of like going to a restaurant and you got a big group and you need to add a table. Are the tables the right proportion, the right height?
Do
You'll
they fit
hate
together?
you'll hate to get push two tables together and they're unbalanced. They're off. You want it all straight level.
Exactly. So this woman, I forgot what her name is, and we ain't even gonna say it, but I think it
I
was Lynn.
remember.
Lynn.
Yeah.
Okay, I only say that because that's my middle name. Hoo. But anyways, so she came at me and I respected what she was saying. She's like, y'all don't know until you know. So at that point I told my husband, because as you can see, we're in two different states. Well, you can't see that, but we're in two different states. So I have trust for my husband, the fact that he even brought it to me without doing it behind my back. So I'm like, go out there, have your threesomes, go out Friday and Saturday night, find a woman, find two women, because at this point the whole dynamics, I'm like, no, I'm not partaking because 90% of these women, probably 98% of these women are bi. It is rare to see that a woman is straight coming into a poly relation. It's rare. It is it is rare.
According to what we saw on Facebook, I'll say that it might not be rare, but according to what we saw on the Facebook, we're just going by that.
So we're going by that, but I will say if you watch the show Seeking Sister Wife, I don't think, I don't recall, but I don't think any of those women were sleeping with each other on that show.
No.
So it's possible, but it's rare when you're in these Facebook groups trying to find another woman. In those groups, they want to sleep with a husband and the wife, which some people label as unicorn because in unicorn is a term that's used in the uh swinging atmosphere. I don't know what to call it. Swinging lifestyle. Lifestyle is another term. So in the swinging lifestyle, unicorn is a woman that will sleep with the husband and the man. They go back and forth. Unicorn,
Or it could be the man
yeah.
sleeping
The,
with whatever.
the man is called a dragon.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So people were being offended because they're like, "Don't call me a unicorn, but you're bisexual." So people were like, "At the end of the day, you're sleeping with the wife and the husband. You're a unicorn." But that's a whole nother story. So we're in these groups. This woman came at me like, "Your husband, you don't know if you're gonna be jealous. You don't know if you're gonna be insecure. Blah blah blah." I know because I know what is on my table and what I'm bringing to the pot. I know my skills. I know. I just know. So
I just go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
so I was pushing my husband out there. Go out, have a threesome. Go find a woman. Start dating. Do what you got to do. Let's get this started. But go experience it. And I said, go have a threesome, experience it, and then come back, and then let's see if the conversation is the same with you wanting poly versus if you just needed to have a threesome.
She
So
did say that.